everyone. Welcome to the next installment of the Brand Your Power Live series featuring current and alumni clients of the Founder Circle coaching program. I am so happy to be here with Brooke tonight. Brooke is, I want to say one of my favorites. I'm not supposed to have favorites, but Brooke is one of those clients who came in, did not play any games, jumped in, got her results, and is like flying high, and it's been amazing to witness her journey. So we're going to dive right on in. Before I ask you to introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do, quick icebreaker. How would you describe your brand in 3 words?
Ooh, I would say efficient, fun, and modern.
I think efficient is the best word I could use to describe you. So with that being said, Brooke, please introduce yourself and tell everyone about your background and what inspired you to launch your business.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me. When you sent this email, I was like, oh my gosh, she wants to interview me. So I'm super excited for this. I came from like the travel operations coordinator background, and I was also doing spoken word as an artist. So I was always doing project management around different things from art to corporate. And for me, I was like, I want to work for myself. I know that if I can do this for jobs, juggling 7, 8 things, keeping them organized, saving them money, I can do this for my own services. And I was still in the MVP beta stage of me figuring out what my program was going to be, how I'm going to go into consulting, because I've always been a consultant. And I just really love getting into the program and looking at how everything was mapped out. So I was familiar with, I would say more so, like I said, project management, but not necessarily how to line up everything for an efficient business on the coaching and consulting end. And coming into the program, I know after, I want to say it was like August, September, I was juggling like clientele, I was juggling figuring out how to really take it to the next level. And I started the program 2 months late to top it off. So put that there. I started 2 months late, and that helped me really formulate my mission statement. Like the sales page outline is something I still use to this day, constantly rebranding, because we're rebranding right now and revamping. And I was able to really streamline my processes like I thought I was, because I do operational project management. But my operations were crazy. But thanks to the program, I was able to really see, wow, this is how you become more efficient. This is how you automate more things. This is how you stop splitting yourself so thin. And went ahead and did my first launch, even though I was 2 months late in the program, and was able to make over $10,000, which I've never made in a launch before. And I've only launched about 3 times. So this is my first 5-figure launch. I literally just finished like all those clients about a month ago in June 2020 to 2021. So it was great going from promoting from September, I think, all the way to September 2020 to January 2021 in my business, and being able to not do promotion for almost 6 months, but still getting referrals, still people are looking at my IG lives, which was completely outlined in the program, and it made everything so seamless. And now I'm fine with like being live. I'm fine with interviews. I was always nervous, even as a performer, but everything outlined in the program was really, really gold. And even though I'm not in the program anymore, I have it in my assignment. I have all the downloadables. Like I said, I still use it to revamp. So it's been literally life-changing for me.
Yeah, and I just want to call out, I tell people all the time, please download all of the documents. I work really hard on those templates and those roadmaps and those workbooks. If you are not saving it to Google Drive, you have a problem. I want to jump ahead really quickly because I want people tuned in to know more about what you do specifically and how they could potentially work with you. I know you mentioned your rebranding, but talk about like that signature offer that you have, or what the new and refined version will be, because that's going to help with the next question that I want to ask you.
Okay, so my signature offer was me helping. I started off with online entrepreneurs just in general, but helping them streamline their backend processes. So, they can get money that they're leaving on the table, they can be more organized and less overwhelmed. And a part of the rebranding is even cashier was telling me in the beginning, like, you need to raise your prices. That's a little too low. And I'm like, I never put this together. And even though I had a premium price, I started getting so many inquiries. I ended up creating the VIP day off of my inquiries. I have right now, it's a one-on-one service where you can get me on a one-on-one call for 90 minutes and we'll go through your strategy. I'll give it to you and then you implement it. That's like my entry level. And my most, I would say, premium service is the 6-week program where clients will work with me for 6 weeks total. They have 2 different packages to choose from that. But basically, I'm your temporary project manager, and I'm helping you really, really dive into your business, showing you how to use these digital project management tools and things that's specific to your industry, and walking your hand through the process and holding you accountable like a babysitter. Because I've realized that, that 6 weeks, a part of me rebranding is, one, I definitely need to raise my prices more because I was doing way more work than I anticipated. And 2, I realized that a lot of business owners kind of need a bit more time, which, like with the program, I needed to go back through it and download everything. So I went ahead and paid to renew, even though I couldn't show up to every call that second time around because I was so busy with clients. I was able to go back in and download, recomprehend everything that I needed, take my own notes so I can use that to move forward. So it's been great. It's been great.
So I bring that up because I wanted to ask you what encouraged you to pivot to this hybrid coaching consulting offer level, because people in your space primarily feel like they can only do done for you. Like they feel like, okay, I can only be the person that just goes in and builds the systems. Like no one's going to pay me to talk to me or X, Y, and Z. But like clearly you shattered that misconception. So kind of talk about for you, like what was that aha moment for you where it's like, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can talk them through it, or we can do it together, which then creates obviously more time and ease for you. So what was that like moment when you realized you wanted to go into coaching / consulting?
For me, so I have been considering it before getting in the program, but once I got in the program and was on the live coaching calls, which are essential, for you to really attend, I started seeing other women in the program and them talking about their experiences. There were some other people, a little few who were consultants as well as moving to coaching. And I was starting to see like, oh, wow, I really don't have to just do everything. I've never used virtual assistants as well. So this was my first time, especially the share was like, yeah, my assistant's going to do this for you guys. I'm like, dang it, I need an assistant too. So I saw that, oh, wow, like I can be the face, I can do the networking and the things that I like to do on the content side, but I don't have to do all of the legwork, and I can come up with the framework, which I came up with for that time period. And that can be used on a 90-minute call where I can charge the price that I charge and someone can go and do their business. Then if they need me at a more premium scale, now I have virtual assistants that I can be like, hey, I'll hop on the call. And from there, my assistants will help you. A part of, like I said, the rebranding is, even though I went through the program, sometimes we be a little hard-headed, and I had to completely listen to sticking to a framework. So my happy to please self was like, oh, let me help you out. Let me help this service person. Let me help this product person. So that's where my rebranding is going. I'm like, I'm not dealing with product-based people anymore. I'm only going to stick to service-based so I can actually stick to a framework, and then I don't have to be so available, which was taught to me in the program, but I wanted to help everybody. And
Some of us, we just got to learn the hard way. And I did the same thing. That's what burned me out the first go around in coaching. And so I get it. And I'm just proud of you for recognizing it way faster than I did, though. It took me 3 years to say, you know what, I'm gonna let this one go. So kudos to you for making that shift. And so going back to your very first launch, if you can recall, were there any challenges you faced in that process? I mean, it being your first time going through a whole new method of selling and putting stuff together and communicating with people. Did you run into any roadblocks with that at all?
So my very first launch, or the launch under the program?
The launch under our program, I'll say that.
It basically, like, I was learning, I was new to Dubsado. I know that you were saying a lot of different tools that can help streamline our back end. So this time around, I was able to get my email campaigns together, the lives. I had so many lives booked out and ready. And once I got through the process, it was like, okay, I forgot to, it was some things that I forgot to like automate on my end. And I told myself, oh, you can do it, while you're launching, and I'm never doing that again. So, it was just me trying to just get it done, challenge myself. But I did realize that, okay, I've been doing this MVP beta version of it for so long, and I still wanted to do beta going through the program. But now I realize that I need to prep a little bit more, about 2 months for me to get everything streamlined so I can solely focus on the parts that you say stand out, which my lives. Like, I have never had such great conversions. I mean, I don't think I did lives before because I was scared, but you gave me the confidence to do them. But I've got so many great conversions from those Instagram lives. Like, it has been crazy. And I realized that this is necessary.
So now with this new version of you that has obviously since graduated and you've gone on and killed it, you've built a team, where are you at now in terms of who your ideal customer is? So if there's somebody listening in who would be the dream person for you, like who would they be? What do they need? And how can you transform their lives?
Yeah, they would be an online service provider that is right in the cusp of scaling themselves. But in order to scale, they need to have their procedures, their operations, their automations together. So that ideal client would be someone that is looking for a team, but you may not be able to afford it. So you can outsource to me and my team of assistants, and we'll get your foundation together. That's so important, where I take the fuss out for you and look at everything and figure it out and itemize it and organize it. Therefore, you can then, okay, let me hire my own VA, let me hire my own executive assistant, etc. And you can move your business and scale the way you want without being burned out. And it's called the simplified solopreneur experience for that, because I've gone through it, going through my own trials and tribulations. And I know that so many other solopreneurs out there really need that.
Good. So if you guys are listening in and you fit the profile, I will have all of Brooke's information linked either below or above, depending upon where you're watching this at. So make sure you stay connected with her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you referred to the Founder Circle, Brooke, by Jasmine? Was that you?
So kind of. So I was already following you, and your content stood out. It spoke to me emotionally. It spoke to me on a business side, and I was like, "Oh wow, she's awesome." I don't know how I found you though, because I don't think it was through Jasmine initially, but
Yeah.
I was on your email list, and like the people that's scared to buy but want to keep checking up on you. I was reading on the email. And so you screenshot a tweet. It was from Jasmine, which is a friend of mine as well, from working in another program in another company. And she was just showing like her results that she got. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me hit up Jasmine, because I was teetering like a lot of us. And I was like, I've spent money on programs. Like, is this program going to be the program that I stop spending money on afterwards? Which it ended up being. So I sent a DM to Jasmine and was talking to her, and she was like, oh yeah, I definitely recommend her. I know she knows the programs I've been in before. So she was able to tell me, like, it's not like that, and just hit her up and DM her. And I remember DMing you and you sending me back voice notes. I was like, oh, I've never had a coach send me voice notes. So we had our conversation and you answered all my questions. And it was after you closed. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you accept me still?
I'm like, okay, if you can fill this out today, we can get you in.
Right. Okay, I need this, let me pay in full, let me get it over with. So that's how, I was following you, and then I saw a colleague and I was like, okay, let me just ask this.
You know what's funny? Jasmine's going to kill me. Jasmine's coming up in an interview series. I didn't want to let Jasmine in the program because we're friends too. And I'm like, friends don't coach friends. I can't do this. And she like bullied me into letting her in the program, and then had the biggest launch of her career in the program. Yeah. And then was mad at me after that. Like, you should have been let me in the program. Like, I'm sorry. Like, geez. But yeah, I'm glad that you shared that, because that's real. I mean, I've even been in those situations where there's a coaching program I'm in right now, where it literally, if I hadn't talked to somebody or kind of just heard somebody's experience and seen familiar faces on the testimonials page, I wouldn't have been comfortable enrolling either. So I'm really glad you called that out. So we're going to get ready to wrap up, but a couple quick questions. One, what advice would you offer anybody who's just on the fence about getting coaching? It doesn't have to be my coaching, just any coaching. That person who's like, I know I need help, I know I need support, but I'm scared of the investment, or I've never done this before, or the person who isn't ready to be vulnerable about where they're struggling. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to do it, because it saves you so much time. It's going to cost you money, but it saves you time, and that money always doubles. That's something that I learned early on. And your program was the first program I really was like, I did it fully through. All the other programs I've stopped at like 40%, 50%. And so my money didn't really reflect like it should, but I still got returns from all the other courses. And you said something earlier is like, I realized something quick compared to you over 3 years. And it's because I paid you. I paid for courses, and I've never been afraid of that. In the last almost 3 years, I'll be 3 years in business in September 2021. Every year I have doubled my income. Just last year, I finally did my taxes earlier this year. And I made a promise to myself that I wanted to have the same salary of my last corporate job back in 2018, which was like $55K a year. I made $59,000 last year, and didn't even realize it because I was just going. So until I did my taxes, I was like, oh my gosh, I hit my goal of working for myself and didn't even realize it. I wanted to test myself. So if I didn't pay for any program, any coaching, I would be a very struggling business owner, just like I was a struggling artist, because, and I say that too, a lot of struggling artists don't want to pay for help. And I had that mindset of, I'm gonna just do it myself and figure it out. So you have to pay for people who have been there, done it, because they're gonna be like, nope, you're gonna waste 1 year doing this, you're gonna waste 6 months doing that. Just focus on this for a certain amount of time. So I'm always for investments.
Congratulations to you. That is so amazing, girl. I love that. So before we go, I always do the speed round just so people can get to know you a little bit better. So I'm going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions, and you have to answer with the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
So the first question is, what is your favorite color?
Red.
What is your favorite food?
Seafood, sushi.
Favorite album of all time?
Stevie Wonder. I really love the Ribbon in the Sky song.
Favorite place to shop?
I like thrift shopping, actually.
Oh, nice. And your favorite book?
The Coldest Winter Ever. Still sticks.
Oh, okay, Sister Soldier. All right. That throwback. Is there a movie yet for that book?
I think they did. I know that the author came out with another book, like Midnight. I didn't get to read it yet, but she's one in the works.
Yeah. Well, tell us, where can we find you online? How can we get connected?
Yes, so my website is resourcesintorevenue.com. So you can see everything about my offer. Again, I am in the process of revamping that. So currently I do have my service available, but that is going to be cut pretty soon to revamp because I need to raise my prices and get my new framework together. But you can follow me on social because I will be going back into marketing mode for the fall. Q4, I'll be open for more availability because thanks to the program, I have been booked from Q1 to Q3, in my business. So I have not been really accepting people unless they just find me somehow. So follow me on social. It's my name, Brooke_Jean. Instagram is pretty popular for me, but I'm on Twitter, all the programs, all the social channels with the same name.
Amazing. Well, everyone, make sure that you connect with Brooke. And if Brooke has inspired you to apply for the Founder Circle, make sure to mention her name on your application so we can expedite your application and get you in as soon as possible. Thank you all so much for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.
Thanks.